All right, guys, take two. I was going live and I had a call scheduled. I thought it was scheduled for 10:30, but it was 10:15. Anyways, welcome back. If you were with me on my live with me earlier this morning, I apologize for cutting short. I'm going to tap the screen just to say thank you for joining me. I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate you spending your time. My name's Alexandra. I'm founder of Life with Herpes. I was diagnosed with HSV1 in 2003 and HSV2 in 2011. Awesome me. I have been living with both types for decades, and I know what it's like. I know what it's like to have an outbreak on your mouth. I know what it's like to have an outbreak down there. I know what it's like to date. I know what it's like to disclose. I know what it's like to live life. I know what it's like to feel just pissed off or angry or embarrassed when you have an outbreak. I know what it's like to say to a partner, like, hey, I can't do this tonight because I have an outbreak. So I am here to share what life is like. I'm here to support that post-diagnosis, what happens when you are diagnosed, what transformation happens, how does life change for the better, opposed to my life is over and I am never going to do anything in my life. And that is the thought that we think. That is what the stigma is. That's the story that we've been told we've all fed it. I can absolutely say that I've been guilty for STD jokes. I've been guilty for adding to the stigma. I've been guilty for those things. So by taking that ownership and saying it is just a story, how can I shift that story going forward? How can I shift that story that we believe, hey, when you're diagnosed, you're dirty, you're scum. Oh, I know why you got it, right? Or, well, it's because you did A, B, and C, and that's why you have it. And you're unlovable now that you have herpes, opposed to taking that story, which is what we're fed through the stigma, and switching it to your own story, using that information and going out and collecting your own collateral, seeing abundance in your life, seeing love in your life, seeing things that definitely negate what that original belief is, and seeing how that changes. So that's something I'm all about, and that's what my community is all about. If you've just been diagnosed with herpes, or maybe you've been living with herpes for a while, I do have a 21-page ebook. It's called Outbreak Remedies, and it is a bunch of information. I've been working on this since 2017. I change it up, I add to it. It originally was 2 pages, now it's 21 pages. It is beautiful, it's awesome. Anyways, it's free, so go check it out. outbreakremedies.com, or you can find the link wherever you are looking in the bio. All right, if you've been live with me before, you know that I get hundreds of questions. I do my best to answer them in the order that they come. The app does not like anything that's PG. It does not like anything that's rated R. It likes things that are rated G. So ask your questions rated G, and I will do my best to get to them, and I'll do my best to answer them in the order that they come. I get questions about HSV1, HSV2. I get questions about oral herpes, genital herpes. What's the difference? The different locations. If you have one, can you get the other? If you have one, can you go here? Can it go there? Is one always here and 2 always there? So questions like this. I get questions about becoming a mommy. I get questions about birth. I get questions about supplements, how to help prevent. And these, I'm not a doctor. I cannot prescribe. I cannot recommend. These are things I personally do for my life that help keep my outbreaks at bay. So ask your questions in the comments and I will answer them in the order that they come. While you guys are doing that, again, I'm just going to tap the screen to thank you for joining me and spending your time with me and educating yourself, because that's the number one step. I just want to thank you. That's the number one step for educating yourself and getting out of the Eeyore phase that we are in, which is Winnie the Pooh, the Eeyore phase for, we know it, Winnie the Pooh. He has the rain cloud over him, and that's exactly how we feel when we are diagnosed. All right. Question, would there ever be a cure? So I want to be very careful in saying the word cure, right? I'm not a doctor. From what I know, at this point, we cannot cure viruses, right? Once we have a virus, it is in our body. We cannot rid ourselves of viruses. Herpes, HSV, herpes simplex virus, is a virus. So will there be something that can make it go dormant? Potentially. But it won't ever leave our body unless, hey, science changes. I don't know. Maybe we'll have that in the future. Do I think there'll be a cure? 1000%. It's just, we're too far advanced not to have a cure. Is it a priority? I don't know. Do I also think that if you have a medicine man in the middle of the Amazon that takes, hair of a bat and a drop off a leaf that with the full moon that only is once over 100 years, and moss under a rock that is specifically on a mountain at a certain number of feet, and you get the hoof of a goat and mix it all together under the full moon, I bet there's a cure in there too, right? So again, I believe that there's stuff out there. It's just a matter of what works best for you and you specifically. Is Valtrex bad to take every day? So again, I'm not a doctor. From what I have heard, I can tell you what I've heard. I've spoken to doctors that have said, hey, it's totally fine, take it daily. People will be on it for decades. People have been on it for years. They prescribe it to pregnant mommies. So that's something that they do. I've also heard from other medical professionals, nurses, doctors as well, that have said, probably not something you want to be on for long term. It's definitely okay if you have it during an outbreak. Someone in our community, our secret society, she is a nurse, and she says, look, I take it every other day. I also recommend that you drink lots of water on it. So again, speak to your doctor or your medical professional and see what's going on specifically for you. Personally, for me, I do not take it daily. I did for a period of time. I did take it for 3 years straight. Then after that, I only took it when I have an outbreak, and now I haven't taken it in over a year, almost 2 years. I just decided, for me at this point in my life, I didn't want to be on the antivirals. I didn't want to have to take a prescription. I also was like very resentful when I would pick it up, thinking like, I have to take this. And I realized like, nope, I don't have to take it. I'm changing my mindset, and I was believing that I had to take it, and I'm changing my mindset that I don't. Now, there are some really good things about the antiviral. Like I said, I'm not a doctor. I can't recommend. I recommend you speak to your doctor about this. But what it does do is it's FDA proven to lower the transmission rate by 48%. So it does a very good job at keeping the virus dormant in our bodies, and it lessens the transmission. It makes the transmission less likely. So if you are in a situation where you do have a new partner, or your partner is still maybe a little wishy-washy on the whole thing, it might be a good idea, it might behoove you to consider this. So again, talk to your doctor about it. As far as things, as people are like, well, if you don't take that, what do you take? So I'm a big fan of Lysine. I take Lysine daily. These are my non-negotiables that I take daily. These are supplements. These are not prescribed. These are supplements that I take. I do recommend you also do your own research, but here's the Lysine that I use. It's from Natural Cure Labs, which is also Palmera Health, formerly known as Natural Cure Labs. And I have people reach out to me all the time. Hey, Alexandra, will you promote my product? Hey, I have a Lysine supplement. Will you promote it? Hey, will you try it? Hey, will you try it? And this is the only company that I trust. This is the only company that I would ever recommend. I would never recommend something that I don't use personally. So I use this daily as a non-negotiable in my arsenal. I then take Andrographis, which is very potent in helping with the HSV virus. I take this, as well as I take Monolaurin. So these are all supplements from the same company. It is linked for you in the bio, and these are what I take daily to help prevent outbreaks. What do each one of them do? Lysine is an essential amino acid, and it's a protein that we have to get from foods we consume, and it helps block the replication of the herpes virus. So if you do have an outbreak, it helps speed up recovery. If you don't have an outbreak, it helps keep it at bay or helps keep it from replicating, right? So this is a non-negotiable that I take daily. We also can get Lysine from foods that we consume, but this is just a supplement with your diet. Monolaurin, this is what we get from human breast milk, right? So humans are the only animals that have this in their breast milk. It's actually called lauric acid. And what it does is it helps dissolve the outer layer of an enveloped virus. It helps dissolve the outer shell. So it dissolves the outer shell, and it allows our immune system to go in and penetrate that virus. So if we don't have that, viruses have a shell and our immune system can't penetrate it. So basically it's like, oh, the virus is in charge, not you. So by taking this, it helps not only with the HSV virus, which is enveloped, but other viruses in your body. So if you have other things popping up, let's say your immune system's compromised and because you are dealing with a common cold, well, it gives the herpes virus an opportunity to be like, hey, I'm here. You're busy fighting this cold. I'm going to fight this. So this fights other viruses as well, other bacteria. It's just, this one is non-negotiable. And then, did I give them all? Yeah, Andrographis, Lysine, Monolaurin. So these are non-negotiables. They're all linked for you. You do get a discount. Like I said, they are awesome, awesome, awesome. You're saying you have a 404 not found when trying to get my book. So there should be a link for you to check out. Outbreakremedies.com is the link. If you are, I'm going to check it out after this live, so thank you for letting me know. Outbreak Remedies is where you go. Outbreakremedies.com should get you the free ebook. Any saliva if you have a mouth open. So herpes is not a fluid-based transmission. It doesn't live in our bodily fluids. It doesn't live in our breast milk. It doesn't live in our vaginal fluids. It doesn't live in our sweat. It doesn't live in our whatever, saliva. What these fluids can do is be a vehicle in which it's transferred. So I use this example a lot. Let's say you have oral herpes. You have an active oral outbreak. And let's say you use your saliva on your partner. You don't touch your partner, but you use your saliva. That saliva probably would touch the outbreak, right? Picking up viral DNA along the way, and then that goes directly to your partner. So it could be transmitted that way, but it's not living in the saliva, if that makes sense. Guys, thank you for the follows. I see the follows. Thank you for the hearts. If you have a friend that has herpes, or you have herpes, or you know someone that has herpes, maybe they're not a friend, I don't know, definitely share this information with them. Again, I'm here sharing my life so that you don't have to live the way that I did in 2011. I was alone, I was scared, I was isolated. I felt like I was the only person that was living with this virus, and it turns out I was not. But it was very scary. It was very ostracizing. It was it was a huge grown-up moment for me, but I don't want you to have to go through that time period, and I don't want you to waste your life. I want you to be able to get the tools that you have so that you can then go out and say, oh, all right, I got the ebook. I have Alexandra's toolkit. I'm a member of Alexandra's Secret Society. It's our support group that we have from people all over the world, and it's a support group where we have 8 live calls a month. So I am on Zoom with you 8 times a month. I am chatting with you in the chat. And like I said, there's people all over the world. So that is what I've created so that I can support you. I feel like I would be doing a huge disservice if I didn't do this, because I was left feeling completely isolated and alone. I just don't want you guys to feel this way. So thank you for the shares. Thank you for the follows. And I'm just really grateful that you're spending your time with me this morning. I'm going to tap the screen just to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't know if you know this about me, but I am a minister. I just received my master's last Thursday, actually, a week ago. I graduated with a master's in Christian leadership. One of the things, so I do offer pastoral counseling, or I am faith-based if that's something that interests you. If not, that's fine too. That's definitely not, we don't need to go that way if that's not where you're at. But something I found very interesting, I need to look up the exact Bible verse. However, it says in the Bible, and it's just been proven scientifically, you cannot have anxiety and grateful at the same time. Your brain doesn't work that way. So if you focus on gratitude, if you focus on being grateful for things in your life, you will not have anxiety, right? So opposed to getting this herpes diagnosis and feeling like, oh my gosh, I have herpes. Oh my God, my life is you go through that spiral, and I've been there. If you sit there and say, I'm going to set my timer for a minute, and I put my hands over my heart, which I can't because I have the mic right here, but put your hands over your heart and just sit there and say, again, I'm faith-based, but say, God, thank you for my breath. Thank you for my eyesight. Thank you for my heartbeat. Thank you for my legs. Thank you for my shelter. Thank you for the food in my belly. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And just go through things that you have that you are grateful for, opposed to, And I've been there. Like, yeah, I have herpes, and you know, why doesn't that person have herpes? And why did I get it? Why doesn't that person have it? That person's out doing, you know what, and I'm not. I was in a da-da-da-da-da-da-da, right? Or oh, okay, so why the good guys are taken? I don't have the good guy. I'm stuck with this one. Whatever avenue you want to go down, opposed to saying, thank you for this, it'll start to switch your mind. I'm going to find that Bible verse, you guys, so that we can start to shift anxiety. Another thing that I'm really adamant about is tapping. I don't know if you've heard about tapping. I don't know if you are tapping. I don't know, like, not tapping that, but tapping when you tap to calm your nervous system, right? Doing these things will also help calm your nervous system. So I am wanting to take Life with Herpes in a completely different direction, which is getting us out of our stigma and getting us out of, I feel that I'm unlovable, getting us out of, I'm stuck, getting us out of, my life will never be the same, into abundance, into love, into approaching your life and really being able to do anything that you want to do, even though you have herpes. Guys, thank you for the hearts. All right, I have to go in a minute. I have another call. Let me just see what questions. Can swab tests have a false positive? As far as a swab test, I would say if they swabbed and you had an active lesion, you had an active outbreak, and there was viral DNA on that swab and it came back positive, you probably have it. Where the swab test is kind of equivocal is when, like, I have oral herpes. If you swab me right now, it would come back most likely negative because I don't have an active outbreak. What do I do when I have an outbreak? I like to use, and of course I don't have it here, this is what you guys like to use. You guys like to use the Rescue Balm. These are the Secret Society wellness products that I created. It took over a year to format. And I do have them all linked for you. I like the Everyday Wellness Oil. I like to spot treat with the wellness oil. This is what you guys like. This sells out every single month with our soap, okay? So we have the Reviver soap and the Rescue Balm that sell out every single month. They're all linked for you. Guys, I have to bounce, all right? Thank you for joining me. I apologize, I have to bounce. If you need support, Outbreak Remedies or the link in the bio. Free ebook, download it. If you want to join our community, which I believe it is the best place to be, it is all linked for you here. Join it. I will see you there. I appreciate you. I appreciate you joining me. Thank you for joining me in our little gratitude session. And if you're interested in learning more about tapping, let me know and I will go there and we will be having our tapping sessions and working on gratitude. All right. Thank you so much and I appreciate you. Bye.